talking about certain sectors, there is actually no clarity on what's going to happen to the pharma sector and tariffs on pharma products, because there's so many Indian companies, their major export market is the US. In fact, some experts say that some of those stocks could see an uptick going for, when markets open for trade this morning, simply because there has been no clarity on so far there's been 10% tariffs on pharma imports into the US, and for Indian companies it will be zero impact so far, and that could actually give a good fillip to Indian pharma companies.
Certainly. I mean, pharma sector is one which has actually been, I mean, we have looked at the auto sector, but the pharma sector is one which actually stands to benefit. And remember, a lot of generic products which India exports were competing with Chinese API from the Japanese market, and those actually stand to benefit. In this, what is needed to be understood is that it is the countries which are going to first negotiate with the USA, which will have an advantage compared to the later countries. That's a very important point, because these rates that have been announced are essentially the hard negotiating positions. Our Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, was there in USA till recently, and obviously for good reasons, because what he's trying to do is trying to offer the White House the assurance that we are going to work on our tariffs. Now, that I think is a smart position, because what it does is that it allows sectors like pharma to retain their position vis-a-vis the US. So if the Indian government actually, I mean, if you look at all the range of tariffs that have come, the 26% is the top level is the top level thing, but it isn't for 26% for everybody, as you pointed out. So what happens is, for the Indian Indian companies in other sectors, they can cleave through advantages, and those advantages are something which will become very important now for Indian companies. Generic manufacturing, generic drugs from India have a very, very major advantage going ahead. Obviously, there'll be Cassandras who will say, no, but hang on, there'll be this problem, or US will create this problem. But USA will essentially need to give those products to its people. It can't jolly well say that from tomorrow we will not allow imports. The products are essentially those with which USA is saying that, it's sort of friend show signaling, that some countries we like it, some countries we don't. It's a new terrain for the world trading pattern. And in that sort of a trading pattern, India has an advantage. So it is something which I suppose we can use significantly going ahead.